Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, team. Good evening, everybody in the house. Okay, Chalo, we'll get started then for today, everyone. Okay, the time right now is 9:02 p.m. So let's go. Okay, so today, team, we are going to do career planning session. Okay, so it's going to be coming up nicely. Okay, so some members are joining in. Okay, good evening, Suraj, Shankar, Mamta, Alok, Akash, Renu, Harshali, Vaibhav, okay, Ajaya.
Good evening, sir.
Nice. Fine, guys. So step by step, we need to focus on caring about both our careers as well as life. So we have been speaking about it. As part of today's session, we are going to do some career planning. Okay, precisely focusing much today's session on the IT industry related career planning. Okay. So yeah, so that's what will be the primary focus. So we are going to touch primary two things today. One is key from freshers or job seeker perspective, first of all. Okay, those who are looking for job in the current times, some primary areas for them. And second thing, we are going to focus on the other aspect, okay, working professionals related. So those who are already working or like got a job and you will be joining nextly. So what does the industry expect from a 0 to 2 years of experienced people, or like what you should focus upon if you get into the industry? Because one major observation is many people are not really aware of okay, what they should know, what they should work upon, and that knowledge is not shared in many of the projects in industry. So if you know the right areas to care about as part of your growth of your experience, it will definitely count a lot of value. Okay, so as part of today's session, we are going to focus key as a 0 to 2 years of experience. If you're there in the industry, what things to care about and where you should put efforts, where you should not put efforts. So do's and don'ts, we will be discussing about that. And then we will even be touching 2 to 4 years of experience, what is required, 4 to 6, and so on. Okay, so we will try to cover till 6 years of experience kind of a range at a very high glance. And what I have done is, okay, let me quickly share the screen. Already this information I have just summarized it into a blog, okay, which I'm going to share it with you guys. So you can just go through this quickly. And so as part of today's session, first we will be high level walking through all of these expectations. Okay. After that, we will give you guys some time so that you identify what are your next major areas which you want to work upon. Nothing but in the today's session itself, it's a 1 hour session. So initially we will focus on knowing these strategies. And after that, immediately you analyze where you are in your life right now and what you already know or what you are not aware, and then plan your next major 5 moves. What will be your next major 5 projects which you want to work upon as part of your taking career forward? Okay, so at least let's have that roadmap so you will get clarity okay, where to put efforts as you grow further in this life basically. Okay, so I'm firstly sharing my screen, and so that's the basic aim of the today's session. Fine, let me share the screen. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is one blog which I've created. So as part of this entire career transformation 103, okay, all the details are mentioned here. I will already place this into chat, so you guys can maybe parallelly scroll it there as well. Okay, pasting it into chat, and we are live on YouTube as well. So let me even paste this on YouTube. Okay, now hide. Voting control. Okay, okay. So now speaking about here. So basically, already whatever we have discussed so far, I've just tried to put a high-level summary about it here in this blog. So what we are going to do next, the sessions, the day 1 related session plus day 2 related session, the key highlights are shared and the video link is also available. And day by day, we will keep adding. So today we are into the day 3 and we are going to do the planning of the career. So like we said, we will focus on 2 primary areas. As a job seeker, a beginner in the IT industry, that's one. And then comes the working professionals. And from working professionals, we'll touch base on 0 to 2 years of experience, 2 to 4 years of experience, and then moving forward to even like 4 to 6 years of experience. This will give you a broader spectrum of what you should care about as you move forward in your career. Okay. Now, first of all, so I'll share the screen. We'll walk through it quickly as well. But I just wanted to, अरे फरहान, you're sleeping, man. अरे उठ के सुन ले मेरे भाई. और कौन कौन सो रहा है. Okay, so guys, don't do that behind the screen. पता चला पब्लिक एकदम खाना बिना खा के सो भी गई है, लाइव है लेकिन. ठीक है. Okay. Fine. So chalo, let's get started. First of all, can you just write it in chat, team, how many of you are job seekers right now? Okay, job seekers, freshers to job seekers, like you're doing the job hunt or preparation right now, training. Okay, just put it in chat, saying I or me. So we can know ke kitna hai. Accordingly, I will say, think how much time to spend on that section. So kam log hai, so we'll try to go through it quick. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So there are 4 people like this who is 5. Okay, there is one who is going to get a job shortly. So yes, so that's good. Okay, so we got some people now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So we have Ajaya, Alok, Akhila, Suraj, Shruti, Poonam, Harshali. Okay, and good, congrats, Vinay. So Vinay is getting a job. He's joining next month. Very good. Now let me just tell you the key basic things, guys, as a job seeker. Okay, one is you need to have a sound technical knowledge. So without technical knowledge, industry stuff. So you need to work hard, and it will not come automatically. You need to really put efforts, code a bit. Okay, learn the concepts, get into internal concepts, take up some courses, spend time on Udemy or Ameerpet or YouTube, and get all that learning. Okay, it is very important, because without understanding how the systems work, life is going to be anyway struggle. The first focus is technically you should know things very nicely. Put your best efforts to do that. Okay. Now the main problem which is bothering for many beginners is like the logical thinking and problem solving or project perspective. That quality does not develop much in like students. Okay. So what happens is, yes, you might just know about interview questions, if in Java, if this happened, but technically many people are able to solve it because they have put efforts, they know things. But as soon as it comes to logical reasoning, okay, if this happens in your project, then what will you do? Okay, these kind of questions when they are thrown, so it is observed that many beginners completely become blank there and they are not able to think. Okay, that means that thinking ability is really at risk. And right now in the industry, yes, there will be some companies who will just focus on technical things only for freshers. Okay, because they know that once they get in, then they will work. But just logically understand, even in your college, if you have really done some work, you will be your brain will think. Okay, so at least you should be able to convince that to your interviewer. Okay, given a problem, I can try to think some solution around it. But many times if people are just mute and not able to speak anything, so that really says, oh, so is he a dumb person? ठीक है, अगर ऐसा problem में हुआ, तो he's not even trying to solve. That's a big problem. So the second major, so technical, yes, you guys will already master that with your practices. But the other major one is you need to grow your logical thinking. And guys, let me tell you, logical thinking will grow with practice. The more you do, the more better you will get. Okay. Dekho, here you have to change from a student mindset to a real professional mindset. My sincere suggestion to all the job seekers, like trying to get in freshly to the industries, you need to leave your student mindset away. Student mindset is like, okay, we will look at books, we will type it, we will talk to other people, and then we will solve it. Agar if it is not happening, maybe we'll take some break, and again, like that's how childish or students do it. Professionally, you have to deal with this problem. Okay. And how is professional way of doing? You need to start thinking more rather than relying on books or blogs. You need to start thinking more. And how you can think, let me even show you what you should do as a step-by-step action to grow your logical thinking. Many people, even in IT, if they don't get exposure to projects, so their logical thinking does not grow. Okay, there were freshers, they were just hired, taken on bench and placed on bench. They were not assigned to any project. Just on paper, experience crossed 1 year, but those guys are not able to perform nicely. That's a real big problem. Okay, and even guys, let me tell you a recent case. Okay, just I think last week I encountered this situation. There was one person, okay, having a very high package. Okay, having 3 years of experience with a very high package in one of my friends' company, his team, this happened. So 3 years experience, very high package. Okay, even like around 18 plus package with 3 years experience. Market ne diya. Okay, and that guy was not even knowing things technically. Somehow he cracked the interview, got the job. He's into that. And no, last week itself, I was discussing with one of my friends. What happened is that person is not able to perform anything, and his package is 18 plus package. And what the hell is he doing there, right? And then I was discussing, okay, what are you going to do? And he said, hey, we are going to thinking of firing that guy. Okay. And then we were trying to dig more. Okay, what's going wrong? Why is he not able to do? And what he said is, in the previous company where he was, so that is a recently hired guy for this company. So in the previous company where he was, nobody gave him exposure to work on project. He was just sitting there, just going, chilling out, and just doing time pass. So he only prepared for cracking the interview. So somehow he cracked it. And maybe that is a remote interview. So you never know, right? During interviews, people might cheat. Camera ke piche kaun baitha hai, kaun kya kar raha hai. So anything can happen. So somehow he cracked the job. Now he is at the work, not able to go, taking such a high package. Immediate consequences, we have to terminate them, right? So that's what he said. Okay, we are thinking of putting him through some process, and if he doesn't improve, maybe then he will be laid off. Okay, that will happen. If you are not a value add for the company, then why are you even there, right? It's as simple as that. You're useless, so then why are you even there? So don't feel bad about it. That's the reality of the world. As long as you can do something, it's a transaction. You get a salary because you perform. Okay, so there is nothing like emotional getting about it. So if you are really scared about that, work hard, grow, become valuable. It's as be transparent, guys. Don't try to play hide and seek in the industry. Okay. Now, so now telling point here ki logical thinking will not develop if you don't do things by your own self. And many students will not be doing it. They will mug up things. That is how the schooling and colleging happens. So I want you guys to start logically thinking how you can do that. Take any website that you use on a day-to-day basis. You have to literally think. Then only if the interviewer is asking you some problem, your brain can on the spot think. It will not be even available on Google if you Google ki kaise logical, matlab what to answer for this kind of question. It's like given a problem on the spot, the brain should come up with, oh, I will do like this, I will do like that, and maybe this will work, maybe this will not work. It's reasoning, it's spontaneous thinking, and it cannot be hacked. You cannot be like, oh guys, I'll prepare these 10 answers and then I can speak. Don't try to hack interviews. Try to really know something. And the right way is, whichever website you use very frequently in the current times, be it it's your internet banking application, let's say SBI, SDFC, Access, whichever you use, net banking application, or the social medias that you're using, Facebook, YouTube, and all that. You just need to start thinking what use cases are built in their system. Okay, just visualize. Don't need to code, guys. In IT, before getting to code, there is a designing part and approach phasing part. Nothing but what will happen, what cannot happen. Brainstorming happens on designing part. Once you're clear in what required, then you go to coding. So here I want, before you start coding anything, take some time out, just observe the website and think about use cases and functionality. Okay, this is even applicable for working people who are not getting exposure to projects. You need to brainstorm. Your brain should learn the ability of thinking. Just see, okay, what are the use cases? Okay, let's say you are on Facebook right now, okay, and you want to do just put a post. So if you go to put a post, you can write a text message there, you can put an image there, you can put a video there, right? You can share it between your friends, between publicly, or between only targeted members, right? Nothing but all these are features. Next, when you're logging in, there is a two-factor authentication now. If you go to net banking or any other website, right? You log in, OTP comes to you, you pass that, you get inside. Now OTP is having a logic, 3 times attempt, you will fail it, the account will be locked, there will be a cool-off period of 24 hours. Nothing but all these are use cases. You say how the industry works, everything that you see in production right now on the web is how industry works. Where is the confusion basically? Student mind is closed. They're not able to see these use cases. That's the problem. Okay. I really want you to open your thinking and look at the industry world, the web world around you. Any website that you see hosted in the world, it's a real-time application. Start thinking about what are these use cases. Once you understand the use cases, ask yourself a question, oh, technically, how can we build this? Okay, start one by one functionality. Guys, the project takes a lot of time to build. In the agile world, we do it a two week sprint. Incrementally, we take one feature, we develop it, we test it, we release it. Okay, per sprint, maybe 4 to 5 features will be taken if it is a healthy team size. Okay, 7-8 members ka team hai agar, so per sprint may only 4-5 major features will be there. Baki just time pass item. 4-5 is also a big number. Nothing but over a period of many months, those functionalities running in production. So I would really like you to pick one website, let's say hdfc.com, and start identifying what all features it is having. List down the first primary 5 features. Do an exercise like this. Take a pen, paper, write down the primary 5 features. What is happening in HDFC? Okay. Step number 1, you provide your customer ID. Okay. Uske baad you provide your credential. Then it gives you a secure image. Okay. Then you check this image. So now you need to ask a question. Hey, if I'm providing username and password, something is going, backend is verifying, and it is giving an image to be verified. Start thinking, what should be the database design? From where is this image coming? How is this image linked to the username password? How is the DB model behind the screen? And then you write logic to retrieve that. Nothing but start thinking the under the hood story. Okay, that's how a student mind will grow. That's how you will become logical, because when you think, then only your brain will function. Simple use cases. So abhi aa gaya, so you have to now think, okay, what they might be doing behind the screen. And that is where your technical knowledge becomes useful for the project, because you are able to apply a Spring Boot or whatever knowledge in really building application. DB design le lo, Java layer bana lo. So once you know, so these 5 use cases which you write down. The first use case will be username, password, you did a submit. It goes to the database, validates it. If it is a failed case, tells it incorrect. If it is a valid case, gives the image back. So if you're a HDFC bank user, then you'll understand this use case, image aata hai. And then you say, okay, this is my image. You do a checkbox. And then again you click, so it goes back into the system, and then it gives or logs in properly. So nothing but 2-3 use case udhar hi hote. Okay? And whenever you're doing a money transaction, OTP will be coming. Maybe pick that as a use case. Nothing but, guys, identify 5 use cases, not more than that. Don't complicate things. Identify 5 use cases, functional use cases, write them down, okay? Like this. Once you write these 5, start thinking about every use case one by one. Nothing but, guys, in IT, how work happens. There is a person, product owner in agile world, he brings requirement, and there is huge discussions happening. This requirement we want to develop, so a lot of questions are asked. What will happen if user passes invalid? What will kind of validations will be there? If he passes invalid 3 times, will you lock this account? Nothing but these requirements get discussed for 2 hours, 4 hours. And then it goes through designing. How do we want to technically build this? What should be the database design? How should be the service design? Then it goes to development. So you just have to reverse engineer it. You take a use case, now you start reverse thinking. Okay, so behind the screen, what do you have to do? In UI, this, in server, this, in database, this. How will these connections be in the database? And how can you can then, so once you know the under the hood story, okay, this is how we can build. Then blindly start coding it. Guys, let me tell you, if you code 5 use cases by your own self, your brain will start functioning, you will get the confidence, and you will be more natural in the projects that you are in the interview that you face. Rather than mugging up, I'm telling literally 5 use cases you build by your own self. Challenges I get, and these are something which you have picked up. You have to Google. If there are exceptions coming, you have to apply your technical knowledge. Build a system for your own self. And whatever problems coming, Google it. There will be some solution for that. Apply it, experiment it, rebuild it, keep doing it. It might take a week, but you will be able to do it. And once you build, a confidence level will be different. That question, what happens and how to do things, that will be gone. And that's how should be your approach in the IT industry also. When a problem is coming, you don't run after people, what to do, help me. That is student mindset. The professional mindset says, wait, think, try to come up with some idea, go to Google, experiment if other people have done something similar, then take that, make some POC, apply it in the code, try to get some result. And if you are facing problem, then go to somebody else for solution. They will guide you properly. Many people do these wrong things. Nahi samajh raha, help me. That shows the immaturity, and that really loses confidence the other person. And if you do that very frequently, other people will even get irritated. Okay, so thoda sa, you have to speak, but after putting your efforts. Okay, so yeah. So as a fresher, these are the 2 primary things which I would like you to focus on. And I'm sharing my screen quickly. We'll walk through the entire list, like just in a few minutes, and then we'll move on to the experienced professional as you go 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6. Okay, so fine. So sharing the screen. Okay, simply speaking about it. So I've already pasted this link in the chat. I think some new guys joined. By the end of the session, again, I'll be pasting it. But dekho, as a job seeker, enhance your technical skills, go logical problem solving skills. And how you will do that is build application without referring to notes. Okay, so build application without referring to notes. This is what we discussed. Work on your communication, and that too with confidence. If you are nervous, other person does not get the confidence in you. I would not like to hire a nervous person. Period. I will not like to hire a nervous person. If you are not confident about your knowledge, how can I be confident about you? We don't want to play luck, right? So because there will be so many candidates, we'll compare you with other candidates. The one who sounds more promising, more confident, and with good this stuff, he will get a bigger priority than you if you are lacking in communication and confidence. So communication wise, I'm not saying कि बहुत fluent and all, but बात करना आना चाहिए. You should know how to speak, what to speak, and understand the question, think through, respond back. That to and fro should happen. Not like and यहाँ देखते बैठे. Don't do all that. It will not help you in your career. Okay. Next, I would suggest कि GitHub is like some of the people in company, they might even ask, hey, where is your GitHub profile? That shows what projects have you done. So if you have it, well and good. If not, I think it's good time to start creating whatever coding you do, practice you do, start maintaining it in GitHub. That might have value as well. Then prepare well, interview questions, and there are a lot of other things. So job hunting related, that's a complete separate topic. We'll not touch that now, but yeah, I'll just talk about preparation, and this is about it. Okay, fine. So this is for job seeker. Now let's talk about working professionals. Okay, so from 0 to 2, what is the expectation? From 2 to 4, what? So there are 3 primary expectations from 0 to 2 years of experience. Okay, first of all, yes, industry knows that you are beginners, basically freshers. So industry knows that you don't know stuff. Okay, and if you're not knowing it, people will come and help you. Similar thing changes. If you're claiming some gap as experience, or if you have not got a chance to work on previous project and then you come in, people will get like, why should I keep spoon feeding you? That kind of attitude will come. Okay, so you have to put more efforts if you're claiming some gap, because industry by nature will not like to spoon feed you. Freshers ko, we will give them spoon feeding. So that means if you're claiming some gap as experience, you need to be more alert, observe everything what is happening, and three primary things you need to focus upon. One is, okay, what is your project? Functional understanding of your project. Second, the coding that you're doing. Okay, the second aspect is the tech standards and the practices followed by your team. This is required. Okay, there is a industry way of coding and designing, but there will be your team way of doing things. Maybe whoever are your tech leads or the architects, they might have designed something for you in your project. So if it is an existing project, nowadays many projects are existing project, new joiner gets deployed on that existing project. So I would really like you to understand your current project code, speak with people, download that code, walk through the standards, how the packages are created, what is the class patterns, what is the naming conventions, how people are writing code, because you need to abide by the same code. So the first thing is understand functionally. The second thing is understand the tech standards which are followed by your team. It will come with practice only, asking the questions. And third thing is understand the end-to-end process. As a beginner, you try to focus on all of these three things. Okay? And your primary focus should be how I can be independent in these things as quickly as possible. So initially support will be required, but your primary focus will be in all of these areas, how quickly you can be completely independent. Some people might take 6 months, some people might take 4 months, some people might take even more time. Okay, but you should get that confidence and it will come with practice. So how quickly you can get, so able to independently solve the problems using Google. Don't keep chasing people a lot. You do the hard work from your side, then reach out to them, that's required. Okay, so it's a professional world. People will like to help you, but naturally it comes, right? If for everything, if I am helping you, then why are you even getting your salary? Give your salary to me, I will work on your behalf also. People even give this kind of comments in industry. ठीक है भाई, अगर सब कुछ मैं ही बताना है तो भाई पैसा भी मेरे को दे देना, I'll do that. ठीक है, people even like jokingly even tell these things, and that's an insult basically to the person who is not able to perform. Okay, this a few things, just understand this, guys, very basics. So you need to put efforts, then reach out. So you should first go to Google. Google taane nahi marega. Google is not going to taunt you. So go to Google, in Stack Overflow or Quora, you'll find it. Sometimes the problem is not solvable. So what in industry people do is in Facebook or LinkedIn, there will be some groups of technical knowledge. They post the problem there. Okay. Or let's say if you're using any tools, okay, there will be forums where those tools related problems are discussed. Like if you're using, let's say, any new open source software, so it will have its own discussion forums. The link will be available. You can post your questions there. Somebody from that company itself will respond back to you. Okay, Atlassian wale bhi log karte, AWS people also do it. So these kind of people, nothing but you can post your questions. Internet will somehow help you solve it out as well. Okay? And always know it, guys, your team members do not know that much which is already available in Google. You just need to sit, explore, and you will know more than them. Okay, so that's how it works. Get the right mindset. So like exceptions debugging. Okay, next, interact with other people pretty nicely. And okay, yeah, this is what we already said, this as per the project. So you should be able to code, and whatever is your primary technology, try to focus on that. So if you're saying I'm a Java or an Angular or a React, try to learn it the best that you can. And using this, try to build the functionality the best that you can. And the sooner you become independent in all this, in the process part, in the standards part, in the functional application part, that means you are ready for the next level. Okay, if without this, even if you go forward, maybe in money or position or opportunity, it's useless. If you don't do this, this is step-by-step growth, okay, in the IT industry. It's all step-by-step transition. Now, moving on to the next bracket. Okay, so once you start focusing on all this and be confident, keep communicating, be a good team player, help others, wo sab parallel rehta hai. But focus on just these basics and you will go pretty nice. Okay, now, as you start growing in your career, 2 to 4 years of experience. Okay, देखो, first thing, You should be able to build anything functionally. Nothing but given a requirement, you should be able to ask questions. 2 to 4 is big experience, man. It's not a joke. 2 to 4 matlab thinking brain who knows the basics, who knows how the industry works, who knows how the requirement, all that testing, trial, error you should do here itself. What is the feature, why they want like this, and other questioning. But when you start crossing 2 years of experience, it is expected that you should be able to have conversations with whoever, like your product owner, coming up with requirement. Start discussing with him what they want, how they want it, and if there are questions from technical perspective, you should say, no, this will become challenging, this will not become challenging. Ask more questions, do some impact analysis. Okay, nothing but whenever a requirement comes, don't accept the requirement as it is, brainstorm about it. Okay, there might many times in the industry there are gaps in the requirement. I think what full 100% requirements are not coming, so the technical team has to ask questions back. Okay, like I told already, right? So let's say simple, a login requirement is coming. Okay, sometimes they might say, oh, validation wise it is not, validation is not there. You should ask, oh, what should be the error message in this case, because even requirement wise they might miss it. Okay, so if the username password is invalid, then what error message should be shown? If it is valid, then what kind of message should be shown, plus what should be the next step or in redirection? Okay, and logically, if you see any gaps in end-to-end requirement, you should ask questions. Okay. Sometimes what should happen if the server goes down? In that case, what kind of message should come? Matlab, any technical exception it comes, then what will be the default message which will be displayed? Like this, you need to start peeling the onion. If you are in UI, you need to ask for mocks. Okay, and the UI work is a lot of work there in terms of desktop compatible, mobile compatible, tablet compatible, cross browser supporting, multilingual, multiple language supporting. You need to ask all of that to your mocks, to your designer, if you are into a UI world, because you cannot just simply build for a desktop, because nowadays everything but thing is running on mobile, right? So you need to ask all these questions. Okay, this design looks like this in desktop. How will it look in mobile? Now different sizes of mobile are there. How do we develop it there? Now multilingual support, cross browser support, cross operating system support. You need to test, develop everything. So all of those should come like questions. Then you ask. If you're a server developer there also, then you have to brainstorm the background logic first. Okay? So fine, asking questions. With growing experience, your thinking grows and you should be able to question the system, question the requirement, guide people to build the right system. I'm not saying expert level, but at least given an average ticket or better average, say 60% ticket, you should be able to do that. I'm not saying 100% precision. It keeps growing. Along with experience, when you cross 4 to 5, then you will be expected to mandatorily be perfect in this kind of work. But right now, it is like, okay, you should be able to do it. If we give you a requirement and say, hey, Poonam, just take it up and build it, so you should be able to do that. Okay, and then yes, for your assigned tickets, should be able to understand, convert end-to-end requirement into the code and able to take it to production also. Now guys, dekho, I really want to highlight one thing. Different companies, different projects will give different opportunities to different experience levels. Let me repeat the statement. Different projects and different companies will give different opportunities to different experience levels. So if somebody is having a 2 to 4 years of experience, but is working in a company which operates very slowly, there are companies like that. Okay, 6 months may one time they go to production. They are such big giants, they cannot do frequent release. 6 months may one time. A real incident happened. One of my friends, he got a problem. Okay, and like many years ago story, while I was a full hard coder. He got some challenge and he was not able to solve it. So he said, hey, doctor, can you come to my home? We'll go fix this problem and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we went there, we stayed all night up there and we just fixed the problem and then work was done. Okay. And now this is interesting story. After 4 months, it's a lot of time. After 4 months, that guy calls me again, says, Tosif, we developed something like that now. Now there is a change in some requirement. I need you again. That means that person did not even learn, grow, and capable to deal with it. That's problem if you don't grow. So मैं बोला चल ठीक है मेरा दोस्त है, my friend. So I just went there. We again understood, and then I said, "Arey, this was like 4 months ago. Now what are you doing?" He said, "Oh, this work has not gone to production still. It is going to go after 2 months, and now the testing is happening." I was shocked. Such a slow company. Like such company, what will people learn in such company? If you are coding one, after 3 months testing happening, then you code. Only people will be getting money, salary, and not the right growth. So you need to decide. Like my company, wherever I've worked throughout my 12 years, we are high paced. Every 2 weeks, we develop, we take to production. Every time we are busy. There is no free time. By that way, we have learned so rapidly compared to many other companies in the industry, because our project demands us to be like that. So I would sincerely suggest you, in the beginning of your career, don't land up in such companies which operate very slow. Even though you get paid for that, run away from such companies. If you're not getting opportunities to learn, it will like end like a disaster for you in a long run. Just quit that job, look for another job where you get challenging environment, because foundation, if that is weak, future mein kya hota hai, guys? These people will be like I told you, like last my friend team example, last week, 3 years gone, he doesn't know anything. He maybe worked for some company where he did not even expose. Future will be tough for such guys. What to do, man? Right? 3 साल में कुछ नहीं आया, तो what will market expectation will change as you keep growing. So it's not just about asking money and like I want great packages. Why? What value are you giving back? Are you worthy for that kind of thing? And then you have to justify. Okay. Now this is what it is. Understand it. Okay. So I'm just trying to speak you the truth and the reality of situation. Just understand it. You should be able to understand requirements, and you should be able to code it and even take it to production. If you are working in a medium size or small scale company, you will get these exposures end to end. If you work for big giants, you will not even know when the code is merged, who has done the testing, when it is going to production. It takes a lot of time for big service companies. Okay, so it completely depends on what project, which company you are in. But if you feel, I'm saying like service companies may be in that also, there are challenging projects, high paced projects. So I'm not saying all service companies are like that. In big giants also, there will be some projects which are very critical. So, but you have to make a choice. If you are in a project which is very slow, don't be in that for a long time. It will ruin your careers like anything. Start looking for another job, switch over, and that's fair, man. It's your career. You cannot risk it for the project or the company. You have to drive your life properly. They'll figure out some other dumb person. They will sit at your place who doesn't care about career growth, but not you. You should not do that. It's blunder actually. Okay, fine. And then you should be able to build anything. But yeah, this is where when you're having 2 to 4 years of experience, so not just functional completion. As a junior, you were much on functional and what the team is doing. But with growing experience, you need to start thinking about these factors. Okay, how do we develop right? What's the right design? Performance-wise, what will happen? How do we maintain this code for a long time? These thoughts should start coming. It is mandatory. Because once you cross 4 years of experience, people will expect you to code systems which are very good in these. When you cross to like 4 to 6 years experience, you will be expected to build great systems. Here it is optional, but that thought should come. You should try to build like that, because if you cross this age and if you're not able to build like this, future is going to be tricky. Once you are 6 years experience and if you are developing only shabby projects, only functional projects, if something goes wrong in production, they will catch your neck like anything. You are senior of the team. Juniors do not know. It was your job to build the right design. How did you mess this up? It's scary. And you have to face consequences. Guys, there are penalties in IT industry. For serious matters, for client billing gaps, there are penalties which the company has to pay in like many huge amounts has to go there. ठीक है, कितने कभी कभी बहुत फाइन पड़ती है कंपनी को if they are not doing something right. Because of functional development, if some business goes down for like even half of a day, huge penalty has to be borne by your entire company and the project. Those situations happen. So don't think, okay, if you have done a wrong design which has collapsed in production and that is impacting the business, the client will put all the loss on the company. Ki bhai, you developed it, you have to pay me fine, and company kuch bhi kar lega, but like your job removal is a smaller thing compared to the penalty which the company has to pay. They will not even think, "Arey, haan, ja bhai, ja." But they are dealing with a bigger problem. So just understand. Again, we are saying responsible people are required for IT industry. Okay, be very careful. If you get a chance to operate production systems, because many small scale companies might give you access to production even as a junior level, but don't do blunders there. Validate every database script that you run. Okay, it's very critical. One incident I am remembering, one of my friend, okay, it was a banking project. Account balance needs to be updated. Instead of balance, he wrongly updated the mobile number in the balance field. Yes, mobile number, 10-digit number he updated in the balance field of some of the live customer. Like, crazy. इतना सारा पैसा आ गया उसके अकाउंट में प्रोडक्शन में, and immediately on that day itself उसको पेपर दिए, बोले you are suspended, you go to home right now, we will see once we will analyze the matter and the damage that has happened, after that we will call you back. So I'm not saying it will happen every time, but be careful, be responsible. IT means responsibility. If you are in any of these projects, behind the screen, some mess up happens, you are part of the system, not just for being there. You have a role to play. And with growing experience, this is where your responsibility will grow. Many people are like, "Arey, sab kaam juniors hi karte liye." With growing responsibility, right now with 12 years of experience, I have huge, massive burden on my head. If anything fails, first person to catch the neck is me. And it is my responsibility that system has to be stable. No matter who underperforms in my team, I am responsible. So why did you not act on that situation? Why did you not change something so that we get a better quality? I am responsible. So as you keep moving up the ladder, all the pressure starts accumulating on you and you have to perform. And that's where, guys, incrementally your capability to solve problems should also grow with these growing experiences. Don't skip it. Learn, master. Tab jaake long run mein you will be having success. Okay, fine. So what we are talking about here? Can build anything functionally. Start thinking in terms of design, performance, maintenance, how to do. Google it. Speak with your friends. Take up some courses, AWS design courses, architect design courses, something. There will be a lot of real-time use cases which will be explored. Okay, Google it out. You will figure out some courses about that. How to get better in designing an application. Just Google it, 10 links will come, read those links, you will know what to do next. Everything is answerable, okay? So don't say, I don't know something. Just go find it out. Right now, I'm guiding you what to find out, okay? Because that is the tricky part. People don't really know what they should do. So I'm trying to just launch that for you, okay? Fine. And while you're having this experience, you start caring about, if you want to be full stack, this is the right time to prepare towards that. ठीक है, तो थोड़ा सा नॉलेज लेना शुरू कर दो. It's a beginning time of your career. Start spending some time, partial time in an agile world. You can ask your team member, "Hey, can I do some UI work as part of this sprint?" It is all possible. With proper communication, you can get that done. So parallelly start going full stack. Just one suggestion will be, don't be average in both. If you're server and UI, be good in one. If you're a primary UI, be great in primary UI, and then average in server. 60% is good enough. But if you're average in both, you become like outdated for the company. Complex problem you're not able to solve in either this or that, then it becomes really concerned. Then why are you even in the team? Average kaam karna hai, so like you should be good in one and then average in other. That is fine. That is your primary. So if you can be an expert in both, very good. But transition should happen step by step. So first, become master in one. Once you become master in one, that's where we already did that as part of 0 to 2 only. And then gradually grow in full stack knowledge of other. And then this is good enough. Then work on the other and maintain this skill also. Then दोनों को balance करो. And then over a period of time, you'll become expert in both. So gradually transition should happen. Not like ये भी आधा कर दिया, ये भी आधा, and दोनों में only 40%, 50%, 60%. When challenge comes, you don't know what to solve in any of it. You become useless basically, right? Okay, so that's where growth, balance it nicely. Become expert in one. And maybe when you're reaching here, so whatever you learned as part of your previous, you might have to start sharing that knowledge with the other people as well. Okay, fine. Now let's move on to the, this is one thing, estimation. I would already suggest you guys, no matter where you are, fresher or whatever level, try to estimate your work. Next time, whichever coding you do or whatever you do, Ask yourself a question, how much time I will take. Estimation is something which again comes with practice. Ask yourself a question, okay, this is the problem, how much time it will take? 5 hours, 1 day, 1.5 day, 2 days, and accordingly work for that. And once it is done, then just look back, oh, I said 2 days, but I finished it 1.5. So you should start realizing the complexity and the time that will take based upon your capability. So it will come with practice, but you have to do it more frequently. There are people even crossing 4 years in the industry, they don't know how to estimate projects. Okay. And guys, many times as I grew in my career, when I was having 8 years, 9 years experience, business people used to just ask me, okay, Tosif, give me ballpark estimate. Okay, nothing but they did not even give full requirements to me, but they said, this is what is the requirement at a high level. In 1-2 hours call, they told me entire project which is going to come up. And they said, okay, we'll give you a team of like 7 people. Give me a ballpark estimate, how much time it will take to finish this entire project. If the requirements are granular, we can estimate. Now, like with more leadership positions, those kind of questions will become. Now you have to predict whether it will take 3 months, 4 months. You need to alone do brainstorming, crack your estimate karna shuru karo. In future life, it will become more needed for you guys. Okay, so this is what I am trying to say. So start doing it right from the beginning. And that's what I know there are a lot of things to think about, to work about. So the session is already streamed on YouTube. I will put the YouTube link also at the bottom of this on the same page. So just bookmark this and on a daily basis. So you will have it as a reference. Okay. So don't make it a one-time session. Give us sun liye and you did not apply it in your life. Don't do that. These are all required things in industry. Fine. Now moving on forward, as you start to, okay, so this is the last thing which we will touch here. Okay. 4 to 6 years of experience. So you should be really good in your design, performance, maintenance for building the right application. Okay. Next, you should be capable to lead small teams and build applications with them. Now guys, the point is you will still find people even having 6 years, 7 years working like an independent developer in the industry also, not leading teams. Both roles are also there. Even 8 years experience, I've seen 10 years experience people still working like an individual contributor. So those kind of roles will also be there in IT. But that role you can anyways perform, right? If you're already good, you can manage yourself. But this is an additional skill. It needs some training. Like how do you really deal with team, work with team? How do you review their stuff? That really needs some additional growth in you. Otherwise, normally you cannot do that. Okay, individual kya hai guys? Ek baar 5 saal cross ho gaya, so you can just evolve, and individually you can code anything then with experience. But for how long? Market may, there will be people with 70% your experience taking less package than you, delivering better than you, right? If you are just an individual resource for a long time. Okay, because they are also learning. The market is full of talented people. So you have to grow in the right direction where you will always have value in the industry. That growth has to always be there. So this is the right way. If you become a leader, you'll have a better future. Okay, there are 2 lines here basically I would like to say. Okay, when you are having 4 to 6 years of experience, you need to make a stronger decision for yourself. How do you want to take your career forward? Don't be blank. Future is going to get risky if you don't plan upfront. Okay, you need to take a decision, guys. When you are in this range, what do you want to do with your career? There are multiple lines. Like, do you want to be in architect line, or do you want to be a technical manager, or do you want to be a people manager? Okay, or there is a delivery head kind of a line. Okay, or there is a release manager kind of a line. All those jobs are like people and process oriented jobs. So do you want to be in this line where technically you are very much into the system, or do you want to have this another way of people management kind of a line? This decision will be required to be done when you are having 4 to 6 years of experience itself, because based upon this decision, you will plan your next career. If you want to be more technical, you accordingly prepare for that. More training, more certifications, try to become an architect there. And देखो guys, I personally feel technical manager is the right thing to become. You should have team leading skills, plus you should have even architectural knowledge. So if you can become a technical manager, That is required for many companies, even like big giants, Amazon, Google. Okay, these companies also recruit for technical managers. Okay, I heard from somewhere, somebody said in their company, everybody is a technical person. They don't have any kind of a non-tech role hired. Okay, so your opportunities in life will be more if you choose this kind of a line. And guys, let me tell you, whether you are a UI person or a server person or whoever you start your career with, eventually you will all belong here. Yes, there will be a UI architect line, but after that you will evolve and you need to get hold of the entire system. For how long you will just be, Anki, my UI is my domain? A true architect knows end-to-end process. Okay, end-to-end जानना चाहिए. How is UI? What are the security issues on UI? How is server security issues on server? And then in the current times, attaching this knowledge with infrastructure is a must. You need to have infrastructure knowledge in the current times. It is a must. AWS pay, how your services will run in AWS. What are the AWS provided services? Okay, like SQS is provided or Lambda functions are provided. How even Java developers are doing coding into all of these AWS services. They have to explore. There will not be a third person case. Somebody will come and explain. Java people, they are learning even Python programming and coding some scripting also in the system. Okay, data, no. Be ready to learn. It's a big world. A lot of things will happen. A lot of evolutions will happen. We don't know how the tech world will grow, right? There are so many new things happening. Right now, there is something in fire, something else. But know it. So you need to start growing your career in 3 aspects. Okay. One is, yes, choose a line. Architectural. If you just want to be an architect, that's fine. You can just be an independent architect. That kind of role is also there. No need to get into much team management. There will be a role of an architect. You go to some project, you just do consultation to them, help them design the right system. That's the role here. Okay. Next, you can go technical manager will be my choice, guys. You will get more growth, more opportunities, and technically the system will be in control. But yes, there will be some people, they are not much from the tech background. They are much from process part and the other side. These kind of people can just take up things. People management role, delivery manager, release manager, scrum masters, these kind of non-tech work is also there in the industry. So make a choice based upon whatever is your comfort. But any designation eventually goes, and as you grow in your career, you have to become something else. You cannot be lifelong just a developer, or like there will be companies where people just are aging and not really evolving. 15 years, 17 years. So don't do that. There is a chance of growing further properly. Okay, so make that decision, and whatever you decide, accordingly put that. Guys, one important thing, don't wait ki life, let's see whatever opportunity comes to me, I'll shape up in that direction. You need to have the steering wheel of life in your control. Be on the driving seat, guys. Okay, so you can plan, take up courses, look for the market. Next interview which you try, look for those positions. You make decisions, not like jo aayega wo aayega. You decide. I made a choice. Yeah, I wanted to be in what role I wanted right now. Okay, I made this decision when I was having 5 years of experience. And from that, I never looked back. It's now 7 years from that point. I made this decision. I want to grow in this line. Had I made a decision of some other line, my track would have been completely different. But if you don't make the decision at the right time, till the end, you will be confused. Where to go, where not to go, and such careers will not be prosperous. Okay? So make decision on the right time and accordingly progress forward. It's important, guys. It's required. Career planning is required. And you're not going to disappear from industry in just 5, 7 or 10 years, right? It's a 20 years, 30 years career. It's a lot. Okay? So you have to plan, strategize, be in the game, keep rising. Fine. And guys, constantly keep upgrading. We have spoken about it even yesterday. A work ethic and training and certifications. You need to constantly have this. Guys, I keep learning, upgrading new and new things. I have taken a 1-year complete LinkedIn learning subscription. Okay, which around 14-15,000 one-time package. If you take it, it gives monthly opportunities also. By doing that, okay, one thing why I'm telling even the pricing part here is I tried it when I was not paying it. So whether it happens or not, I'm like, okay, learning is optional for me if we are not paying for it. This is how our brain works. So मैं बोला okay, let me put my money into it. So once I paid the money, now it is mandatory to utilize that platform. Okay, so LinkedIn Learning, so many courses. You just take a 1 month and you'll find so many courses. Any courses you can do. It's technical. It's all kind of technical or career IT related courses will be available there, and you learn as long as you want to learn. So I have just built that kind of a force for me. I'm forcing myself to learn and grow basically by paying money and doing all those things. I would really like you to spend time in learning and upgrading constantly. Without that, there is no future. Okay. Fine, and guys, उसके बाद क्या है? As you start growing leadership qualities and like clients, you have to start driving projects, high level पे estimations, you have to take care of your teams, बहुत कुछ आगे जाते हुए और बढ़ते जाएगा. So let's not touch all those areas. Okay. So that's how your career life should be. ठीक है? देखो, so don't be too much sticky. UI करे, server करे. After 5 years, that will not much matter if you're growing in your career. Eventually, you will become anybody. You have to know the entire system. Okay, you have to know every programming language, maybe Python सीख लो, shell scripting सीख लो. Okay, like Node.js सीख लो. Okay, just learn everything because that will happen as you grow in your career. Because architects are like architects. They are not bounded by technology. Understand? So if you have that line in your mind, you should also not be that choosy. Just because we come from a like schooling or colleging background, we try for getting in the industry, we choose what streams and all that. After a certain period of time, it just becomes neutral. Wherever you go, after 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, it's up to you. How do you want to take your career? So you have to anyways know the end-to-end system and then try to maybe even become a full stack there and try to grow in that role, architect, tech manager, or people management, and then plan your career. In a long run, you will become a full-fledged package for the industry. ठीक है, वहां पे जाते हुए रोल्स और बढ़ते चलते. Maybe if you really grow nicely in your career, big companies will just send you to the client location. के बाद जा, give them a demo of what our team capability is there, and do the budget finalizing with them, and get the project into the company. Those kind of jobs will also happen. Business expansion related. So those kind of opportunities also open up in the IT industry. ठीक है. People are just traveling from country to country for the client visits, for getting the budgets finalized. बहुत कुछ चल रहा है at a high level. ठीक है. So IT में it's possible world. If you really make an intention, I want to stay here for next 30 years, huge possibility. Huge possibility. Okay, fine. So chalo, it's already 10 p.m. Today we did not get time so that you plan your career, but I would really request you to think through this thing today. And tomorrow we will reserve some slot where you at least finalize what are your next 5 things to do. Okay, if we are not giving so session mein, I'll give the time definitely, because I don't know how many of you will do it from this 24 hours to next 24 hours. Yes, because I don't know, you might be pretty busy with your life. So my sincere effort is that you should apply all this. So tomorrow in the session we'll reserve like 15 minutes where you go through this entire blog, look where you are, what you are. Tomorrow I will even launch some more techniques for working professionals, and you club all those things and then derive your planning on your career part. And once you have a plan what you want to do, let's know how to execute those plans. Okay, that's where the system will take you towards now execution, building a system, staying consistent. Fine. So first of all, let's mark the attendance for today, and then we will be closing for the day. I'll give you the reference code, everybody. Just hold on for a second. Attendance code for today, I'll be sharing. Okay. Firstly, so in the chat, bookmark this because every day we are going to do the same stuff. The same form attendance. Okay. And attendance code for today, let me write something on the fly. Okay. 445566. Okay, that's the attendance code for today. 445566. So just paste it. It is the Day3 related code. And all those guys who have missed the blog link, I'm pasting it here, and I'm even pasting it into our WhatsApp groups. Okay. So you will have a track of this all, because this link is important. It has all the things which we discussed, and tomorrow while you're doing the planning, So we will add some more thing to this, and then साथ में बैठ के एक plan बनाते हैं. How do you want to navigate? What should be your next 5 steps? It is very important. All CT 103 content would be published here. Please bookmark. Okay, so here we go. Pasting it into our group. So now what is happening is, all these things people are not aware in the industry. Okay. They learn it based upon their experience. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes they learn it the hard way. I'm just trying to set up a clean road for you guys so that you don't make mistakes as you walk along. Okay, but dekho, hard work, you have to do it, and success, that's where you are responsible for your life. So I'm just a guider. It is just coincidence that I am here trying to share it with you, but completely whatever will happen in your life is because of you only. Somewhere you felt okay, you should learn something, that's why you're coming here daily. So it's not like, okay, so don't be too much thankful to me. Everybody is responsible for their own lives. It's just coincidence. You had that desire to learn, and somewhere I had the desire to share. So we just connected together. If you did not have this burning desire, I want to learn, grow in my career, you will never be here. Okay? So I want you to really take credit of your efforts and the hard work which you're putting to be consistent, to learn. And then on top of it, then when I am just a guider sharing something, but again, implementation is you. So success in your life, you are responsible for that. Failure in your life, you are responsible for that. Don't put it on anybody else. Even you become successful, it's just luck ki I am sharing. Okay, it's just luck that other big CEOs of the world are sharing. Okay, but it's ultimately you who has done something for becoming successful. Okay, so yes, have gratitude towards other people, but nobody else takes away your credit. It is you. It is your life. You made decisions. You are following it every single day, and you will apply things in your life. That's where you will become successful. Your life is your responsibility. So be proud about what you're doing, and feel bad if you're not using your time properly. Don't put it on anybody else, not your family, not your friends, not anybody else. Okay? So this is what it is, and make something big of this life. Okay? So guys, mark the attendance of today. And tomorrow I will be sharing when we start the session there itself. It's Thursday already. Tomorrow is the 4th day of the session. So initially I'll show this attendance record of all the people. And like we said, from entering from week 1 to week 2, the filtration criteria will be those who have attended 4 sessions. Okay, minimum 4 sessions. So already like our 3rd session tha. So we have Thursday, Friday, don't miss them. Join in, daily value will be coming. And the second criteria, again, I'm reminding for getting into the week 2, okay, is yes, it is a paid program of 1500, but it is with a hack. So I will give you the name or the LinkedIn profiles of people who are existing paid members of our program. I'll give you those links. Just reach out to them. It will, okay. And then I will definitely fully zero free enrollment karenge. But I want you to reach out to them because I want to see, are you ready to put that effort to really be in week 2? Okay, because some people will be like, "Arey nahi, theek hai, week 1 mil gaya, it's okay." So I'm trying to really apply a system. Okay, whoever reaches to the week 4, they get massive value. So all the non-serious, non-committed people, we will keep filtering them on the way. In the end, only gem people who really want to do, because I want that with this program, whoever completes it, they grow, they become better. Okay, and anybody who is not reaching till the end, I definitely know that it's an impact nahi aayega in their lives. So they get another chance, maybe some other time you join in back again from day 1, because right now you're not that serious for success. So that's where I want my system ki in the end everybody would be like, maza aa gaya. Okay, that's the target. So I'm trying to build that system. So not via money, but via consistency, you can win it till the end. Okay. Chalo. Thank you all for the day, and see you guys tomorrow 9 p.m. We will take career planning to one more level, more techniques, and then you plan your career as part of tomorrow's 9 to 10 session. It would be customized to your growth. And if you have any open Q&As, tomorrow we will be doing that Q&A as well. So you can write your questions. I will answer it to the best that I can. Okay? Chalo. Thank you all and have a nice sleep, everybody. Bye. Take